Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at CatholicMindsetCoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessed Mess Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. We're reading from Melody.The's Language of Letting Go, page 136, May 16th, Self-Love. I woke up this morning and had a hard time for a while, said one recovering man. Then I realized it was because I wasn't liking myself very much. Recovering people often say, I just don't like myself. When will I start liking myself? The answer is, start now. We can learn to be gentle, loving, and nurturing with ourselves. Of all the recovery behaviors we're striving to attain, loving ourselves may be the most difficult and the most important. If we are habitually harsh and critical toward ourselves, learning to be gentle with ourselves may require dedicated effort. But what a valuable venture. By not liking ourselves, we may be perpetuating the discounting, neglect, or abuse we received in childhood from the important people in our life. We didn't like what happened then, but find ourselves copying those who mistreated us by treating ourselves poorly. We can stop the pattern. We can begin giving ourselves the loving, respectful treatment we deserve. Instead of criticizing ourselves, we can tell ourselves we performed well enough. We can wake up in the morning and tell ourselves we deserve a good day. We can make a commitment to take good care of ourselves throughout the day. We can recognize that we are deserving of love. We can do loving things for ourselves. We can love other people and let them love us. People who truly love themselves do not become a destructively self-centered person. They do not abuse others. They do not stop growing and changing. People who love themselves well learn to love others well too. They continually grow into healthier people, learning that their love was appropriately placed. Today I will love myself. If I get caught in the old pattern of not liking myself, I will find a way to get out. Okay. Raise your hand if you can relate to not liking yourself very much. I don't think I'm alone in that. Definitely for me has been the main struggle of just not liking who it is I see in the mirror many times. And I can tell you this, that it's something that I've not only started to learn is important, it's also imperative. Because we cannot give what we don't have. We're not able to love other people if we don't love ourselves. It's almost like we're forcing it. It's like we can't quite love other people if we're not truly loving ourselves, because it's like using Google Translator to bestow love instead of just being fluent in it. I really like that. Actually, I've never thought of it that way. And so it's kind of the journey of a lifetime. And something that really helped me start to care about this was this other podcast that I listened to. It's called Interior Integration for Catholics by Dr. Peter Malinowski. Shout out. Go check it out. It's amazing. But he talks about, it's basically an entire series of lectures, really, on how it is we can start to love ourselves in an ordered way, because that is the only way that we can love other people, love God. You know, in Christian circles, you hear this commandment, the greatest commandment, second greatest commandment. Oh my gosh. That we are to love. First commandment, love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength, basically with everything you've got. And then the second one is to love your neighbor as yourself. And I bring this up because I always knew we're supposed to love God. I always knew we're supposed to love our neighbor. But that as yourself bit, I never heard it. And then as an adult, it like slapped me in the face because I was like, as yourself, that's interesting because I hate myself. And if I don't love myself, how on earth can I love anybody else well? And not to be dramatic, I think it just makes sense. I think it's logical. I think that there's this, it just makes sense. You can't pour from an empty cup. Okay. And so let me know kind of where you are at with your own self-love journey. There's a lot of different things I can say on this, but it would mostly be speculation, I feel like, because I'm not totally there. And I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to pretend that I am somewhere that I'm not. But I do want to read something to you because last year I was really blown away by the life of Saint Elizabeth of the Trinity. Maybe it was actually probably over the course of the last 2 years. And I read this book, and the book quoted something that she wrote for a retreat. And I just want to read it to you because it rocked me. And it's actually part of the entire mission I had for myself in starting my blog that this podcast is named after, the Grateful Blessed Mess. So I want to read it to you because I think it's just incredibly beautiful. So here we go. This is what she was telling someone, her sister or the sisters in her convent. Again, this is St. Elizabeth of the Trinity. Here we go. Let yourself be vulnerable. Let your walls down. Your carefully constructed fortresses breached. Your fiercely guarded heart laid bare. Let your wounds be touched, your fears revealed, your deepest desires, damaged dreams, and most daring hopes unveiled before the bridegroom who has the power to redeem, restore, and resurrect them. Drop your independence and the idea which you clutch so tightly that you can do anything to protect and save yourself, and let him love you. And to let him love you, to let yourself be loved, is like the mission of Grateful Blessed Mess, is the mission of my heart in doing any of this, because I'm on a mission to allow myself to be loved by my higher power in all the places that I find myself lovable or unlovable. Because if that happens, then I know I can love myself in those places. And if I can love myself in those places, then I can love you in those places. And that's it. That's the call of the Christian life. And I think that's the call of the 12-step life as well. With that, I pass.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. if you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.